This is my 1927 Remington Portable number 2. I got this machine last spring rather. It was the first machine I had bought in a long time, and my expectations for this machine were not too high. I kind of bought it on a whim because I've been looking to find something, and I got it off of eBay. But I was pleasantly surprised when I got it home, when it came, and it worked very well. It worked so well that I spent the money, and this became the first machine I ever redid a platen on. Got it done by J.J. Short. I don't know, it's just a fun machine to use. The geared type bar action is just really nice. It's quick and it's light. I just can't say enough about it. It just, at least that's my preference. It just is a really fun machine to use. It's in pretty good shape. You got a little bit of wear on the decals here and here, and I figured why that is when they were cleaning the typefaces, they would come by with the brush a little too close to the decals, but otherwise it didn't do too much damage. At least they're there. But it works pretty good overall. It's just an interesting machine. All the things you would think would be hard to get used to are actually not. Like this return lever, although that's technically a line spacer, I just get used to it. You know, it's funny how some machines that have a margin release and a backspacer, and sometimes they're, you know, in different places, you know, you forget and you hit the margin release instead of the backspacer. But this machine, as odd placed as this return lever is, it's become second nature whenever I use this machine. But let me go over the features. You have one carriage return or carriage release here. That's probably my only dislike of the machine, I guess, is just this. It only has one carriage release, and it's on this side, which is unusual because normally I would use my right hand and release the carriage if I needed to, but otherwise that's not bad. You've got your margin release here, which is just this little tab, but again, that's become second nature to me. Behind the carriage release, you have this little tab, and that's your locking. Now, I can't, but once you have that locked and it's clicked, you push the platen knob in and it locks the carriage in place. You've got this is your line spacer here. For some reason that tab for the line spacer drops down out of place for some reason, but I hardly ever use that, but this is your line space switch there. Your paper release over here. The lever to raise and lower your type bars is here. You pull it out and it locks in place there. You have your ribbon reverse there. I've heard that these do, shout out to Typewriter Justice, he's always mentioned that these machines have a quirky ribbon reversal system, and this machine did have that. I think this ribbon reverse was working. Well, it was working in this direction, it was winding that way, but it wasn't working over here. On you see that screw there? All I did was loosen it and move the position of that ratchet a different way, and now it works perfectly fine. It moves on its own when the time comes. But a pretty cool machine overall, and it's not in bad shape at all for being 90 years old. You do have the wear, but otherwise it's pretty nice. It's not the quietest machine in the world, but it gets the job done, and it really is fun to use. I can't explain that. I mean, the one machine I had the lowest expectations for became my favorite typewriter. That's your paper release there. Types very well. The L key is a little, it's hard to see there, but the L key is a little worn on the top. But otherwise not bad. As I said, this is a very quick machine. It's got a very light action. I just can't say enough about it. That's the 1927 Remington Portable number 2.